Should you quit social media? A minimalist lifestyle is about intentionally living with only the things that you really need so that you can remove distractions and focus your time on and energy on the things that matter the most, whether it's family, career, relationships, networking, spirituality, passions, you name it. So in this video, I'm going to answer one question. Does that mean you have to quit social media? Because social media isn't even a physical thing. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam and I want to make self-growth normal because people shouldn't have to look this information up. It should just be mainstream knowledge. If you agree, then please make sure to smash that like button. I'm going to hopefully save some time for any extremists here. This is not about completely quitting social media, by the way, because social media keeps us in touch with friends and extended family. I'm sure you've probably heard that a billion times. Ask 10 people on the street why they use social media and that'll be the most common reason you hear. Facebook has a $926 billion market cap. And personally, I don't think it would be so influential if people didn't get something so important to themselves out of it. Especially considering the myriad of different ways people use Facebook to connect with each other, from Messenger to pictures, videos, comments, statuses, reactions, etc. It seems endless at first glance and pretty entertaining. Not to mention between influencers, marketers, coaches, marketplace sellers, consumers, and more. And who knows what kind of aside from advertising, B2B stuff Facebook does. Without Facebook, plenty of people would have to rely on jobs they don't love and didn't create to live sustainably in today's world. Social media has really created economies of scale and trade that we may as well partake in when they're available. However, I don't know if I coined this or if this is even a saying, but I mentioned once in, I think it was my review of Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport, that like not spending time on Facebook is the difference between someone who works for Facebook and someone who doesn't. Like if you've heard this whole thing about how these sites are they're designed to neurologically appeal to us the same way that you might experience with slot machines in a casino, you know that it can be a very sticky habit to take your phone out of your pocket and then unlock it with the passcode and then tap Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever and then scroll through, which is so easy to do. But the consequences of this, as far as we know, were admittedly unforeseen. Really unforeseen. Really? Come on, Mark. Is that the best you can do, unforeseen? By many of the product's creators. Does that mean that you should quit it altogether? I mean, what are the consequences of quitting social media? Should you just be an evil hermit monk living in the Alps, drinking black tea, sitting on a chunk of sediment, listening to Sun Zero every day, all day, for the rest of your life? Are you wasting your time? Is social media really that great? Well, let's dive into this a little deeper. I'm 24, and on Facebook, I'm still friends with people I went to high school with. So just about every time I open Facebook, someone has something to say about they just got engaged, or their kids, or their life milestones, or they're traveling. Actually, no one's really traveling. When I upload a video, I post the thumbnail and link on my personal Facebook and my Facebook page. And that's the only time I ever go on Facebook, like 2 to 3 times a week. It's an inherent human characteristic for us to compare ourselves to each other. Because if you think about it, we need a grasp on some kind of relativity. We do. For the sense of where we're at different areas of life. It's a basic need for survival, and that inequality of this person has what I don't can spawn this feeling of jealousy that makes sense for you to have. It can be a good thing if you allow yourself to feel jealous because that means that deep down you know what you want. But do you really want a new Lexus RX because Robbie looks so cool driving his that for all you know could be a rental? It could. Wasn't he just fired from his dishwashing job at Chick-fil-A? Where did Robbie get all the money to rent a Lexus RX? Is he a drug dealer? Is he laundering money? These are the thoughts that some of us might have looking at Robbie's brand new Lexus RX. Brand new. Okay, Robbie, alright. For all you know, it might not even be a rental, it might be stolen. Roosevelt says that comparison is the thief of joy. And study after study is beginning to show that comparing yourself to others on social media, be it Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok, has been linked directly to the cause of depression symptoms. Conversely, you hear a lot from those who have quit social media or don't use it as much anymore about less of a tendency to compare themselves to others. This is a very real phenomenon, guys. Like, there's absolutely no way around it at all. It happens. Another factor here is wasting time. If all these videos I'm making about minimalism have one thing in common, it's that you could be doing much more productive things with your time. Americans spend an average of 2.4 hours every day on social media. In some countries, it's almost 4 hours. And that's including adults. But you could be working out or studying for a test or working on an important paper or reading or working on a side hustle or something. There is some book you've been meaning to read or some hobby you've been meaning to try out. Volunteering, cleaning your house, spending time with friends and family. These are the things that people post about on social media anyway, but you're not going to do them as much if you're busy telling your followers about them. You're also going to notice yourself having a more active social life. There are two different types of interaction. There's in-person interaction and remote interaction. I think it's pretty self-explanatory what those two are, but the more you've done both of them, the more you begin to realize how different they are from each other and how much deeper your connection is with somebody primarily through in-person interaction. To minimize time spent on the platform by maximizing the time you spend off of the platform, however, does not make for as much as a profitable or sustainable business model. I almost said businessable. Spending less time on social media, let alone quitting it, you're going to start noticing yourself wanting to have deeper conversations and connections than before. There are too many things that separate in-person interaction from interaction on the phone or through messaging or texting, and they might try to create tools like FaceTime, and emojis, different colors, chat bubbles, or anything more personalized, but it doesn't make you feel more connected to people. It does not replace a handshake or a hug or a kiss or more complex factors like social context based on mutual location and the ability to say, hey, are you busy tonight? I was planning to go to X restaurant with some friends later and it'd be great to have you there. You can't just ignore that question or leave it on read in real life. Sure, you can ignore emails and calls and texts. Something else is that not being on social media is natural. And this sounds so stupid because so many things in life are unnatural. It's not even natural that you're sitting here watching someone talking about something in likely a different city and different state, maybe a different country or continent. That's not natural. It's not natural that you can minimize this window, open another one, and at the tip of your fingers you have access to literally every piece of information about virtually literally anything about everything ever. Literally. Really? That is not natural. Believe me, I know. Leadership expert Simon Sinek said that people will always be people because we were not designed to live together in groups much larger than like 150 people at a time. So your following is like your tribe. And for social purposes, having a tribe larger than that is something we're not wired to handle. So we have to find ways around it while waking up, going to work or school, coming home, doing our homework, eating dinner, dropping a little doopy in the bathroom, and falling asleep. Minimalists tend to spend time making those activities more exciting and easy, and maybe even replacing them with more beneficial ones, if that's a thing. And lastly, if you think about it, social media, it's not really that great. Like, nothing on social media is that significant if you think about it. With everybody else on social media, anything that is really significant, you're probably gonna hear about it in person. Oh, you don't believe me? Okay, fair enough. I don't blame you. That's what we look for on social media, right? Isn't that what we look for? We look for something significant. If you don't believe me, a good question to ask yourself is, what would I rather know at any time than what other people are doing? What would you rather know at any time than what other people are doing? You would rather know what at any time what other people are doing? The question is not how many different ways can we phrase that question, but that is the question. There is something you would rather know. We have roughly 50 to 70,000 thoughts every day, but the human mind may as well still be considered like infinite. Do they need to be about Joe Jacobs getting his jogging degree or Sally Shoehorn getting engaged to Sean Siegel store after 7 years of dating or Morty Montgomery's Mercedes Metris? Well, okay. Good for Joe, Sally, and Morty, but what about you? We can't forget about you. I can't say too much about you regarding quitting social media. The channel name under this video is not Joe Goldberg, but you know what I mean, right? Social media it's about a lot of things, but it can't hurt to have some moderation. You don't need to delete everything unless that's what works best for you, but everyone has their own balance. I don't have a Snapchat. I don't even go on Instagram. I think I deleted the app. I only go on Facebook and Twitter to upload videos that I post on here. And I only do that for SEO reasons. A few more books on topics like this are Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport, Indistractable by Nir Eyal, and The Shallows by Nicholas Carr. But what do you guys think? Do you need moderation? Is social media something you could quit? You should quit completely? Is it something you have quit completely? What's your experience with this? Please let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also hit that subscribe button because I don't get why people watch this far into my videos and they don't subscribe. But if you have subscribed and you want to turn it up just a notch and turn on that notification bell to get a notification whenever I drop new videos, that would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can find me everywhere and I will see you then.